Okay, gents, let's focus on another big tournament going on around the world at the moment, the Copa America final, and talk about two big teams squaring off, Brazil against Argentina, Messi against Neymar. Straight into this one, Nick Mendola, who are the favorites to win Copa America?
Well, it has to be Brazil. They're at home. They look as good as any team I've seen since any Brazil team I've seen, I should say, since those days of filming commercials in airports with with Ronaldo. Just fantastic stuff, complete defensive efforts. And the problem they have with not being a favorite is the best player in the world's on the other side of the pitch. So it's been an incredible tournament. Very, very briefly, Aston Villa fans, Emi Martinez saving three penalty kicks after Messi made his. And it's fun because we've seen Messi win so much for club, seeing how much this means to him and how much it's going to mean to Neymar almost is the subplot that doesn't need to be said. It's just the plot. Like, is Brazil and Argentina going to win? These things are important, but really this is a legacy defining game.
Andy, you agree with that? I mean, we're all just looking forward to Messi trying to win his first ever major title with Argentina. I mean, how much do you want to see that?
Yeah, Brazil, Argentina, the rivalry, the plot, Neymar, Messi, the like 1A subplot. It's absolutely perfect. It's just a shame that these games are being played in empty stadiums down there in Brazil, and that we can't have that kind of atmosphere. I wonder just a tiny little bit if maybe that takes the pressure off of Argentina this time around, because Brazil have won Copa America a couple times in the last decade, and so they don't have that just the need and the desperation to win it. But for Messi, it's I keep hearing people say he needs to win a major trophy for Argentina to to secure his legacy, to cement his legacy, or it'll be a strike against him if he doesn't. And I don't buy it, because what he has done for Argentina by himself for almost a decade is it's incomparable. Anybody else on the international level. He dragged them to a final in 2013. He dragged them to a final in 2014. He dragged them to a final in 2015, and they lost all of them. I believe all three on penalty kicks. And I think he missed one of the penalties in those shootouts. But without his performances, especially at the World Cup, they're nowhere near the final. He had no help from Argentina, a nation that produces the players that Argentina does. He had no help for a decade. And to get them to finals, to me, in my mind, that's as good as winning for the teams that he was on. And it means nothing. It takes away nothing to his legacy if he doesn't win one. If he does, obviously it's the cherry on top. And he can go back to Argentina anytime and be the hero, because he's not quite loved the same way that some other Argentine stars in the past are, because he didn't quite grow up there. He's looked at as kind of more Spanish than Argentinian. And so there's a lot of, kind of interesting dynamics at play there. But for the world at large, he doesn't need it. But of course he wants it, and you want to see him win one as well.
And Joe, here's what's amazing about this tournament, and it's been so much fun to watch, is you have two of the best players in the world playing at their very, very best. Mm-hmm. And so while I use the phrase legacy defining, because I think he doesn't need to win, and Andy's right. But if he does win, there's the strikes are gone. The strikes are gone. I mean, I know there's the dumbest things I've ever heard. I hate the argument of, well, he's only won in La Liga. Okay. And the Champions League and this, that, and the other thing. But I look at Messi, 33 successful dribbles, Neymar at 26. The only reason Neymar isn't the story of this tournament is because Messi is going to win the Golden Boot and the assist thing too. He set the assist record. This guy's been out of his mind. It means so much to him. And you do feel almost like that World Cup a few years ago, where is he just going to will this? Is this going to be a game that we've seen with Barcelona? And honestly, he had practice this year, because that team was not that great under Koeman. We could see him do that again, where he just runs it. And I hope so. I'm actually, Joe, I know, I'm sorry. I'm just as excited to watch this game on Saturday night as I am to see England and Italy on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, heavyweight battle in every sense of the word. And for Messi, it's just, as we said, a shame defensively Argentina haven't been good enough over the years to allow his genius to give them a platform to win multiple titles, and there's just always that thing in the back of my mind. Don't hate me for saying this, but until he actually wins a trophy of Argentina, every single Cristiano Ronaldo fan on the sort of the GOAT debate will say, well, he hasn't done it internationally, he couldn't lead them to a trophy. And until he does it, that's just a fact. And, you look back at Maradona and Pele, everyone, rightly or wrongly, will always say that. So this feels like a big moment for him. Because Brazil are good. They're not a vintage Brazil team. They're solid defensively. So, I mean, that's the key battle, right, to look out for in this game, Nick. I mean, you look at the Messi against some of those Brazilian defenders, and I don't know. He probably will come out on top. So you think Argentina are the slight favourites going into this game, or are they the underdogs?
I think they're the underdogs. I mean, Brazil just looks like a complete team right now. Not vintage in the sense of stylistically, but they're keeping clean sheets left and right. I think they're only scored on twice this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And I just look at Argentina as a team with more holes. When they were lining guys up for penalty kicks, you realize the attacking talent was there, right? They're not even, you've got an Aguero being not that used. You've got Lautaro Martinez, Correa. You've got, guys that even Rodrigo de Paul, who missed his kick, has been pretty great. Papu Gomez. But we start to look at the backs, and it's just not a lot. It's not a lot. And I think Brazil is going to find their way through. Neymar's used to this. And I really do think, unfortunately, for Argentine and Messi fans, this has a Neymar moment written more over it than a Messi.
Andy, you agree with that, mate? You're going with Brazil to win the Copa America final?
Sadly, yeah. All the reasons that Nick just gave there, and this is probably the best of Neymar that we've seen. It's been a short period, it's a small sample size at an international tournament, but he has been at a different level when he's been on the field, at least during this period, and it makes me think and wonder, what we're talking about legacy with Messi. Neymar's not so far off, the age where we can start wondering about that with him is, if we could separate all the other stuff, the non-playing stuff, the non-skill stuff from Neymar and what he can do and what he does on a regular basis from the player that he is, I think it's probably a very, very different narrative around him and how great of a player he is, because when he wants to be, when he's not, back in Brazil in the middle of the week and then back into France for a game on the weekend, and when he's fully committed and focused, and those are all fair criticisms with him. Sometimes players get those criticisms and it's not fair. It's totally fair with him because he does it so openly. But he is just, his production numbers. I mean, every metric that exists, Neymar is off the charts all the time when he is focused, and he's been that way this tournament. So yeah, I think it's probably Brazil. But again, I think everybody in the world, unless you're Brazilian, of course, has to be rooting for Argentina and for Messi to get one this time.
Well, I'm going to join that crowd because I'm all about teams ending their long tournament droughts this summer and getting some glory. So I'm going to go with Messi and Argentina just because that's the great narrative. That's a great story. I'd love to see him finally win a trophy with Argentina and put all those naysayers to one side, because he's been exceptional. He deserves it. And yeah, that's why I'm going with it. So, all right, Copa America coverage will be on Pro Soccer Talk and NBCSports.com. We'll have you covered with the final heavyweight battle. Gents, what a summer it's been so far with the Euros and Copa America. It's reached the climax. We've now got two huge finals, just the way we like it. And I can't wait to watch them with you this week. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, gents, for joining me. And we'll speak to you all very soon indeed.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Make sure you subscribe to watch highlights all season long and join us at the weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern on NBCSN for Premier League mornings, and sign up for Peacock Premium, where you'll have access to 175 exclusive live games all season long.